Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of the Anime Rainbow. Today I got for you an article review about The Promised Neverland Season 2 and what went wrong with it. I am joined by guest. Guest, introduce yourself.
It's your boy YTV. Sorry everybody, I just kind of woke up even though it was 12:18 p.m. But that's another story.
Another story for another day. Now look, we're just going to dive right into this article review because, I mean, the first paragraph really sums up what it's going to dive into, alright? So, The Promised Neverland was an incredibly well-received manga, slowly building in popularity to become a sales and critical juggernaut. This led to a 2019 anime adaptation that was well-received by fans old and new, at least in its first season. The same sadly can't be said for its second season.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons, Season 2 of The Promised Neverland failed badly to live up to the potential of its first season or its source material. A few of the season's problems include skipping or changing entire swaths of the manga, poorly pacing what was used, and making a bad ending even worse. Here's a deeper look as to why the final season was one of the most acclaimed recent anime was such an incredible disappointment.
It's unfortunate. This anime was so bad, where there are particular episodes where no writer wanted to take credit for it.
Oh shit.
I shit you not. You know how bad that is? I don't know what they were going for here, because obviously they weren't going for a cash grab, because this was shit, and once people hear that it's shitty, they don't want to watch it.
I just think they hit that ceiling to what they will and will not animate, and sadly it had to be found out after it had already got approved for an anime adaptation. And then because of the first season, they were seeing dollar signs because of how large it was, including the manga, right? The manga was already going crazy before the anime. And then the anime went crazy, the manga went even crazier, so they were like, yeah, we're gonna do a full adaptation. And then they realized, oh wait, maybe we should have read the manga before we approved this, you know what I mean? Because they found, okay, yeah, hey, we'll do lollies, but we won't do children of age in a massacre. So that's my personal take on it. And honestly, if you've seen For Neverworld's new video, he went over the manga sales for The Promised Neverland, and there's currently 32 million in circulation. So I left a comment and I was like, well, of course, the only way you're gonna know what happened now is by reading the manga. You don't have a choice. Okay?
Right.
You have no choice in that matter because you can't get a story anymore. And it just left too many questions.
Look, bro, I'm not even gonna lie, you got me stuck. Do they even take the time to pop open the manga or the comics? Before they decided, The Promised Neverland, before they decided to animate this and make this, obviously make this into an anime, bro, so you just not gonna crack open the manga and see what this is about? Bro, matter of fact, you should have known if an anime will go as dark as children are being eaten here in the first season. That would tell me, oh, maybe I should keep reading because this is bad, bro. They were pickling children, killing them and pickling them in big ass jars. Come on, bro. That's already dark enough in itself. You telling me they weren't willing to take it one tiny step further?
Mm-hmm.
And there are animes where kids and children do die, bro. Yeah, fuck that. They just dropped the ball, bro.
Skipping the manga. The Promised Neverland Season 2 is most notorious for wholly skipping several stories from the manga. These weren't simply filler parts either, but pivotal moments that further developed the plot and characters. One example was the royal family, the true villains of the series shown in the manga. Their revelation was huge in itself, but so was their eventual demise at the hands of Norman. This was crucial development for Norman's character development going forward, but it's completely missing from the anime. The royal family was literally the dropping, like the after they got to the bunker, royal family is introduced.
Yeah.
And it's literally the entire arc. You can't remove the royal family and also have the second arc. So they had no choice but to skip it. But it just brings into question why. Like, they're the plot line. Like, they are the plot.
Didn't they show off the royal family during the last episode or the episode before that?
Of season 1?
No, season 2.
The last episode?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they showed them off, but that was just about it. Like, they didn't really.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it was probably in that slideshow presentation they gave us. I'm sure. I didn't watch the last episode because I knew that they were just gonna, fast forward through the entire story, and I do want to go back and read The Promised Neverland. Like, it's a really great manga, and I want to read it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Now that I think about it, they did show them off because the regular demon town folk or whatever stormed the goddamn castle.
Yep.
And pretty much killed all of them. So they did. It just didn't make a difference because, like I said, they were literally on screen for a little less than 5 minutes. So yeah, there's that. And I'm being generous.
The controversial anime version of Norman's development completely excises the royal family from the picture, and the lack of villains introduced makes the power vacuum towards the series and all more jarring. Another change from the manga was to assign Isabelle to task of finding the kids, a role she didn't originally have. This potentially interesting change amounts to absolutely nothing. However, as the plot point goes without any proper expansion. What do you got to say about that? Because I think you know more so about that. This is a little bit of spoilers for me, but I don't really... I'm going to finish the manga, but it's just like a distaste in my mouth now because of season 2. I can't even lie about it.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, okay, I did know Isabella she was going to have to go and get back and get the kids. Like, that was an obvious...
Right.
That was an obvious thing. That was probably good. That was, in my head, that's redemption for her. In some way, shape, or form. Either for the demons or for the kids, depending about which way she goes. But what do you guys say about that? Don't hold nothing back. Speak your piece. Spoil it. Doesn't matter to me. Not for this manga, at least.
Okay, so I was just about to say something, but I lost where you just finished reading off. Like,
I was talking about Isabella and her redemption that happened in the manga that didn't get to happen in the anime.
Okay, so I knew that it had me fucked up because they showed off Isabella again very, very early. I think it was like it might have been the 3rd or 4th episode of season 2. And I mean, she quote had her redemption, but it was just everything. This is a part of the bad pacing because it happened so fast. Like, they showed her in the jail cell, like similar to the manga, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll find the children." And then, like, during the last episode, you see her turning on the demons and basically helping the children get to safety. But it was just the pacing. Like, if they just would have stuck to the fucking script. Here's my thing. Micah, they literally have a script, a whole script. This is where Demon Slayer shines beautifully. All right, follow the fucking script.
Yes, it did.
Follow the script. They had
word for word
the entire manga perfectly. Micah, we reviewed it. We looked at it after the fact, and a lot of the words were word for word. Tell me I'm lying. Like, you have the information, you have the script right here. So that's what really blows me. You are making more work for yourself when you already have a beautiful story. Why work to make a shitty one? That's counterproductive.
It's extremely counterproductive, but this part right here, I want to get your thoughts on, where it's talking about Norman. Even when the second season of The Promised Neverland actually uses its source material, it rushes and condensed into a shadow of its former quality. One of the best, or rather worst, examples of this issue concerns the aforementioned Norman. In the manga, he seemingly sacrifices himself and is believed to be dead by everyone else. This is in fact not the case, though it takes over 80 manga chapters for Norman to finally reunite with the others.
Yes.
This emotional roller coaster and drama is shortened significantly in the anime, being spread over a mere 7 episodes. The unnatural and inorganic way that it plays out makes it even worse, with none of the characters getting the development they receive in the manga and help make their reunion so powerful. Who wrote this? Give me your name. I know it's at the top. Timothy Donahoe. I don't know where you from, but that's beautifully written.
Yeah.
Because I did get to that point of the manga when he, even if you speculated it and you thought, well, we knew actually, because we saw him, right? He popped up, obviously. But my God, the pacing just threw me off, and I think everybody by like episode 4 was like, what is going on? Because the anime season 2 took so long, I'm sure people peaked. They're like, this isn't right, like at all.
Yeah. Actually, like the very first episode, I knew something was off, but I didn't trip too much. I was like, maybe they left the scene out. No, over hundreds of chapters. And so the thing about Norman, right? Okay, so when we saw Norman in the manga, like when he came back, it was emotional, but it wasn't really a huge surprise because obviously in the manga, we saw that he was getting, quote, adopted. But instead of like seeing a demon, he was led into another room. And then it kind of just like cut out from there in the manga. So usually when you don't see a person die, they're not dead. That's how that usually goes. Usually.
Generally.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wasn't surprised. But when I did see him in the manga, I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, I was right. My boy Norman is back. But this in the anime, man, it just seemed rushed. I'll never forget it. Yo, the people in the house, bro, they thought that something was wrong with me because I was watching this shit at about 1 a.m. and I just seen him take off the demon mask in disguise, and he was like, "Hi, Emma and Ray." I said, "What?" Bro, blew the fuck out of me.
And it robbed the viewers who didn't read the manga that tension, that tension that this series brings, because we knew Norman was alive before Emma and Ray knew Norman was alive. So we get that tension as readers, but Emma and Ray don't. So they're oblivious. We sitting here like, bruh, can you please get a move on and find these clues so you can get back to Norman? Like,
yeah, seriously, it's just so disheartening because in the manga you literally see a lot of them have some sort of character development. Like, not, and I'm not even talking about just appearance wise. Everybody's train of thought is constantly changed throughout the entire manga. It just comes off weird in the anime because everything happens so fast.
Our boy Timmy, he said, there's also a substantial time skip in the manga, which in the anime takes place over episodes 4 and 5. See, this is where I was like, okay, things are getting really weird. Like, I was like, okay, it's not on track. And by episode 4, I was like, okay, what did they skip? So I was like, all right, I have to watch episode 5 now because it wasn't telling the entire story on episode 4. Then he says, this eliminates much needed character development and robs the time skip of any impact. When plot
literally what I just said.
Exactly. When plot points from these arcs in the anime are mentioned, they're essentially hand-waved away as mere bullet points. This makes the story feel like it's just trying to get from one set piece to the next, with nothing having any real cohesion or reason for happening. Confusion, Tanner. It was confusing.
Yep. And because, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the demon town where they were taking refuge, that was after Goldie Pond, right?
Yeah, because they got the next clue to go. They got the next clue at Goldie Pond to continue the story. You can't skip Goldie Pond unless you're really good. Like, I wish there was a writer there that was working on the story, the bullshit that they was giving us for season 2. That was like, we don't gotta bullshit it. I can write something that's a 5, even bare minimum, average. That's what I meant. An average story that can get the clue without the sacrifice and need for everything. Right? It would be bullshit, but it would have been better bullshit than what we got that allowed for the continuation of season 3. Am I just talking about ass right now, or would you
bro?
Or would you just been like, yo, just scrap it, like, you know, just don't touch it or give it to somebody else?
That's why I'm just confused because you bring so you bring up an extremely valid point, and I'm even more confused now because they literally, Micah, this could have been a fucking cash cow if they would have kept making seasons.
It could have been redeemable. It could have been redeemable. I would have preferred for just plot armor to ensue. I would prefer for, hey, you know, keep the story the same, just don't let the people die. Like, that's all, I mean, for real.
Right.
Just keep the characters alive, because there was a lot of death going on in Goldie Pond. I'm not even gonna front, but you could have really toned it down. You could have, I want to say, changed the dialogue. I can't remember the girl with glasses, the one who threatened to blow up the entire bunker if Emma and Ray didn't come back with him. You know who I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah, you could have changed the dialogue to, you know, lessen it.
Bro, if kids being hunted and slaughtered was really your issue, you could have shown it but not shown it at the same time. You could have, like, had the camera get off of them for a second, you know? That's all I'm saying. Like, it could have been a simple camera shift, but what do I know?
For all its problems, perhaps the worst part of The Promised Neverland poorly received second season was the season finale, which was also served as the series finale. Like many other winter 2021 season animes, the show experienced notable production delays and difficulties. The Promised Neverland is easily the worst offender, however, with much of the final episode being comprised into clip shows. Shows. If it wasn't bad enough, the show's dreadful pacing rears its ugly head once again, randomly inserting new events into this glorified highlight reel as they were supposed to mean something. The manga's ending, which was also criticized for pacing issues, still featured ample sacrifice and less than happy endings for many of its characters. For instance, I'm not gonna read that, because I ain't... Okay, I can read it. For instance, both formats include what is seemed as a forced redemption for Isabella. We talked about that at the beginning. but at least the manga version somewhat earned this redemption as she sacrifices herself against the demon. In the show, however, when it's all said and done, she lives along with the kids and has seemingly happy ending. Yeah. Likewise, the manga version of Emma makes a I don't want to read that part. Okay. Hey, look. Oh, okay, hold on. And that is how you avoid the spoilers, people, because I be seeing people on my Twitter be like, oh, it's spoiled all of Demon Slayer for me. I was like, why? Why did you allow yourself to read and look at all these pictures and panels? You see what I'm saying? Like, right. Emma, Sakura, no. Like, what you got to say about that? Please don't say nothing about Emma. But you already mentioned about Isabella and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
the pacing was atrocious, and it's like they didn't even try. You know the worst part about it?
What's that?
The worst part about it is that they said nothing. Not before, not after. Like, we hear about manga being scrapped all the time from Shonen. On the Shonen Jump app, right? We hear about it all the time. They made it. They delayed it, and they said nothing about, hey, this is the last season. We're not going to continue with animating anymore. Nothing.
Literally nothing.
And nothing after. They just, like, they're going about their day like it's normal.
Right. There's usually some sort of announcement. They just say, you know what? We're going to say fuck it, and we're just going to end it here. I don't know. I have no idea.
Animated by Cloverworks. Sorry, I was looking up who animated The Promised Neverland Season 2. I want to see what other projects they've, worked on in the past. Because the animation was good. You know what I mean? Like, they followed the manga, which is, like, the biggest thing we really ask of studios. You know what I mean? Just follow the manga.
Yeah, right.
Please just follow the manga. And, they did. They did Darling in the Franxx, Persona 5 the animation, Ace Attorney Season 2, Daikaichi, Fairy Tail, they did Fairy Tail. The Promised Neverland, they did Fate.
Oh, that's all you had to say.
They did the Fate/Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia. I believe that was the one that was on Netflix, the one, you know what I'm talking about. Promised Neverland Season 2. They have some solid pieces of work under their belt. No matter, clearly, Fairy Tail. Well, shit, that should tell us all we need to know. You're right. Bro, the slideshow presentation. The final season of Fairy Tail was nothing but a slideshow presentation, and that is what we got here with The Promised Neverland Season 2. They knew exactly what they was doing.
Literally.
It's all connecting now.
Tail. We talked enough. I've talked so much shit about Fairy Tail already, but yeah, let's not even go there.
In conclusion, Since they give us PowerPoint presentations, we gonna end it like a PowerPoint presentation. In conclusion, sadly, because season 2 was so rushed and had such a poor adaptation of the ending, there will never be another chance for The Promised Neverland to potentially right its wrongs. Needless to say, fans of the first season are better off reading the manga to see the best ending. All episodes of The Promised Neverland are now streaming on Funimation and Hulu. Do not watch that. Please read the manga, because I don't think I mentioned it earlier. I think I might have. Well, no, I did. 32 million copies are in circulation of The Promised Neverland right now, and the manga ended in 2018. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ended in 2018. And my God, 3 years later, 32 million copies are in circulation. Either this is brilliant marketing by the mangaka in the animation studio, or this is like the most egregious act I've ever seen done in the anime community. And I'm not being facetious. I'm not being dramatic. I don't.
Not at all. Not at all.
This is up there with the live-action Dragon Ball movie. I can't.
Oh God.
I cannot. I was that level of shocked. And it was that level of receipt.
Why would you bring that up?
Because there's no other comparison. You look at what you had and how long and how much material Dragon Ball has, and this is what you give us?
Oh dear God, you're so right.
This is what you give us, and like it was such an easy, clear-cut path. Like, I'm not surprised we don't have another live-action Dragon Ball movie. And
I'm glad.
I'm not surprised at all.
They're probably like, guys, we probably should have left that one alone.
And for real, I know you don't keep up with One Piece or nothing like that, but like Oda, now that he greenlighted the first ever live action of One Piece with Netflix, the other people in the anime community, they talked about it all the time. Like, yo, nah, he was protective as hell over One Piece. Like, he could have gave the series been going on almost 25 years. He could have gave that #1 for the past 13, 14 years. He could have signed something a long time ago. But he was protective, and I can see why. Like, you see you see your man Toriyama just get played and bitched out. Like, no, you're not getting the rights. I'm glad he held out, for real. And Dragon Ball would definitely be a series. If they did make a return, I can see them having a larger budget than One Piece in the regard of a live action series.
Ufotable. Dear God, if you're listening right now, you don't have to do this immediately, but maybe like 2 years down the line, take the Promised Neverland. Take it. I know you would leave all the blood and guts and go. Ufotable, and I know you'll make it beautiful. Come on.
Nah, give it to Wit Studios, man.
Why?
Because Wit Studios is the one that does Attack on Titans, and Attack on Titans is more.
Give it to them. Yeah. Yes. I mean, Ufotable. If you still want to do it, then
no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Come in outside. Look. I'm trying to Ufotable. If you want to take it, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying, Wit, they give that dark, gritty tone. Already, like Attack on Titans is dark and gritty. You know what I'm saying? I stand by it. Like, they have the best animation out. They just don't have the most vibrant colors to Attack on Titans that Demon Slayer did. I'll stand by it. But hey, either studio, if they want to get it, they can get it. I disagree with what he ended with. I will say that. I'll bring it back to the article. I disagree with him. It is redeemable. It was so bad, you can only go up. You can only go up.
I guess first of all, that is really funny.
All it takes is one studio that says, why didn't they? They didn't do what? They didn't animate it. Why?
Right.
Because it was gory. That's it. No scandal. Just gore. Bring it to me.
Stand back.
Bring it to me. Because all they have to do, literally, because this is why it's redeemable. They just have to follow them. That is literally it.
Any studio that wants to take on the Promised Neverland, please don't leave it like this.
It's redeemable.
It's such a dope manga.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you're a new, go post Ultra and smash that subscribe button. Let me know you rock with the content that I put out on the channel. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Comment on the video your thoughts of the Promised Neverland Season 2, what you thought about the article, if you agree with it, disagree with it, any of the points that we've said up until this point. Subscribe if you're a brand new guest. Say your piece, plug your plugs.
Please do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to my channel, Watts TV. I just did a review of Mortal Kombat and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, if you guys are interested, then please go over there and subscribe to Watts TV. Mortal Kombat was trash and Demon Slayer sold more than it. That's all I have to say.
And like always, until next time, I'm out.
Peace.